Jason, Washington, D.C., the great WMAL. Go.
Hey, I love how we keep playing semantics games. I guess Pearl Harbor wasn't a war. It's just a limited airstrike, and there were no boots on the ground, right?
Yeah, well said. There weren't any, were there?
Yeah. No, I mean, this whole idea, we're playing a semantics game always with this. The president is going to do everything he can not to call this a war. How many airstrikes does it take? How many people have to die before it's going to be labeled what it is? This is a war. Either you vote for it through congressional approval or you don't. And this whole idea that, members of our own government, kind of want to shy away from this. They love the idea that everything's labeled a police action in some way, shape, or form. This is the standard operating procedure.
Jason, let me just tell you this. 50 years from now, I know it won't matter to a lot of us. 100 years from now, people are going to look back on this at how shameful this president was, how shameful this administration was. You can go on the Internet right now and see what's going on over there. A friend of mine who lives in Hollywood, unfortunately, he sent me an email last night with a bunch of photographs I had not seen before because I didn't want to see them, but I saw them. We talk about decapitation. They have decapitated thousands of men there, thousands of boys. They're putting their heads on stakes, on fences, hanging next to their bodies. They're putting them on crosses, decapitated. They're showing you sawing off these heads with knives. This is genocide. This is butchery. This is inhumanity, the likes of which we haven't seen since the 1930s and 40s and 50s. And it's on a mass scale. And then you really dig, as I did today. I've got an article here. I'm not going to get into all the particulars. I don't have time. What's actually happening to these women, these Christian women that they captured. They went door to door, grabbing these women, killing their husbands, killing the rest of their family, dragging them off. They have serial rape efforts. They have these rape rooms, these rape houses, gang raping them, selling them into slavery, selling them into marriage. It is so unspeakable. It's just unbelievable. And to have these politicians in Washington on TV debating among themselves, we're going to train 5,000 Syrian rebels to do what? Over a course of a year? Let me just tell you something. We should be sending in everything we have, wipe these cockroaches off the face of the earth, tell the rest of the world we did the best we could. We apologize that some innocent people died, but more innocent people would die if we didn't take a stand right now. God is going to judge us. I say this as somebody who's not particularly religious. Humanity, our progeny, are going to judge us, and they're going to judge this president, and they're going to look at this, just as people look back on other horrific events in history, and they're going to say, why didn't the free world do more? The idea that we as a nation, still, although sinking, the most powerful economy on the face of the earth, the idea that we and the Germans and the French and the Brits and others didn't send in our armed forces and wipe these slime balls off the face of the earth. That's what they're going to wonder. And it's going to build to a point one day when we're going to have to stand up and do something more, and it's going to cost us more lives. Go ahead.
Islam, I think this is an Islamic problem that is their coming to Jesus moment where Islam has to stand up for themselves and take care of their own.
Well, look, I don't really want to get into provocative language. There are people who are Muslim who listen to this program who are actually very patriotic. So I'm not going to say Muslims coming to their Jesus moment. That's going to offend. So, but let me say this. Whether it's Muslims, whether it's coming to a Jesus moment, I don't really care. We know who the enemy is, we know where they are, and they need to be wiped out. Thank you for your call.